YouTube, what's going on? This is Preacher. So, theirs was off of Facebook Marketplace. And as you see, there are some deals out there in this area. I'm only doing this video for, it was about 3 of my viewers that was like, well, what kind of trucks are in this area? Because they saw my last video when I was saying about, you can get a truck for $15,000-$16,000 and rebuild the engine, do an in-frame on the engine, so you automatically know that, okay, this stuff is good to go. I'd rather get a truck for 15, 16, 17,000, even 20,000, all right, and then put another $20,000 into it, redoing the engine. Even if you got to do transmission, a remanufactured transmission would be another $5,000-$6,000. So you could put another $25,000 into an $18,000 truck, right? And now you got a peace of mind that your engine and your transmission is straight. And you did all that for $45,000 compared to going out buying these here older trucks for $80-something thousand, $90-something thousand. These 2014s they want $80,000 for. Man, that's ridiculous. And now the banks is like, listen, this truck is not worth this. So people are having problems trying to get finance for these trucks that's only worth $40,000-$45,000. And you trying to get loans for $80-something thousand. So now you putting down $35,000-$40,000 for a truck that may be broke within the next month. It's still a 2014. And then you getting these trucks that got 750, 850,000 miles over it. I'm like, really? No. Just because you want to get out here and get your truck, make smart decisions, because you're running a business. All right, this is a business. You have to make business decisions. And part of making business decisions sometimes is, listen, I can't get what I want for right now, but I can get what I need for right now. So you trying to get this in business. I'm just saying, you got $35,000, $40,000 to put down on the truck. You can buy yourself a truck and put that money into rebuilding that truck to make sure it's right. Because the only difference between the overhaul is, okay, now they're going to take the bottom off the truck and redo the bottom of your truck. But hey, while the mechanic is doing the top half of your truck, have them take off the bottom and look at it. It's just taking off the oil pan. You taking off the oil pan, and then they can look at the crankshaft, they can look at the bearings for the crankshaft, they can look at the rods and mains, they can check it out, and then they can make that educated decision. Okay, to pay another 2 hours of work for them just to look at it and to make sure that it looks nice and they don't have to do nothing to it, now you know you good. Finish doing the top half of it, and you good, right? You good. Y'all seen these prices of the trucks that I had put up? You seen the prices of these trucks. Man, they got the truck that was $7,000 and they got the motor seized up. I'm like, so what? For $7,000? Man, please. I'll buy that truck for $7,000. And then I showed y'all pictures of engines. So these trucks that don't have no engines, you can get an engine. And while the engine is out, okay, if they don't have papers to say that this engine in particular has been in frame or whatever, right? Oh, it's just a good running engine. The engine runs good. You hear. Well, that's all good and dandy, right? But for an engine that's $7,000, and then now you just paid $7,000 for this truck, right? You went into all to for $14,000, right? While the engine is out, go ahead and in-frame it. It's going to be easier for the mechanic to do it while it's already out. He can go through it, in-frame it, the whole 9 yards. You go ahead and do it. And then pay him his money to put it in. You still gonna be $30,000 into this truck. And now you know you have a truck that is running right. You know that you have a truck that's running right. Man, I showed you a picture of these 2012s that they had. It's still the same thing. I just refuse to go out and pay 80 something, 90 something $1,000 for a 2014, 2015, 800 something thousand miles on it. Come on, these engines only gonna last about 1,000. You don't have an old school engine like me with this EM14 that can go 2 million miles as long as you keep up with it. But you don't have that. Okay, you really do not have that. So if you get in the truck with 750, 800,000 miles, you only gonna have maybe a year on that engine before you have to in-frame it. You know that. So why pay 80 something $1,000 for a truck with 750 to 800 something thousand miles on it when within a year time you're gonna have to put in another $20,000, $23,000, $24,000 into redoing the engine? So now within a year of having that truck, you into that truck $100,000. And not to mention the downtime while you're making these payments for this 80 something $1,000 truck. There are trucks out here, okay? Do your research. Do your research. And just don't look at one place. Look all over the place, man. Just Google something, or just don't look this. Just don't take YouTubers' word for it, things like this. Look. Do your research and look everywhere. Okay, look every single where. You don't need to be asking people, is it the right time to buy a truck now? Should I buy a truck right now? I hate that question when I get it. I'm like, why you asking me is it the right time for you to buy a truck, or what kind of truck you get? I don't know nothing about your business plan, your business operation, where you trying to run, where you trying to go. If you're going to do region and you just doing a couple of states and stuff, you can get trucks with higher miles on it. You can get older trucks and things like that, because you're not going that far. But if you're trying to do 48 states, I'm not finna sit here and tell anybody to get one of these older trucks to do 48 states. Is you crazy? It's too much stuff you have to do to this truck to do 48 states. Too much. It's too much. 48 states is for these newer trucks. Now, if you put the money into your older truck, then yes, then you can do it. But if you just finna buy a truck and think as soon as you buy this truck, I finna run to 48 states and it's an older truck, no, you crazy, man. You crazy. Don't crazy. Make a business decision, okay? Because before you do 48 states, you got to make sure that your rear ends is ready to go and they tight and they right. Your transmission is tight and right. Your clutch is tight and right, and your engine is tight and right. Not just that, all your hoses, because you're going up a lot of pressure, right? You got to make sure all your hoses and everything is tight and right. It's a lot of things you have to do, okay? But if you're going to be running a region, you can do stuff like that, okay? If it has the original rear ends in it, you can run it for a while and then test it out and see how it's going to do. You can test out the transmission to see if the transmission is running and like it's supposed to be running, and then the clutch is fitting all good and everything like that. You could take little steps in fixing it. But the major thing is that engine and that transmission. I can care less that, yeah, I have a Sterling. Most people don't even know what a Sterling is. Is it a big name? No, it's not a big name. It's not. It's not a big name. Okay, but I'm not worried about what people think about my truck that I have. No, y'all ain't paying my bills. Y'all not finna give me a truck. So why you care about the type of truck that I have for? Okay, I go to these shops, even as soon as I go into the shops, right, they were like, a Sterling. Man, I never heard of a Sterling. Man, you need a new truck. I said, I need a new truck. I need a new truck. Like how? What type of new truck do I need? I start asking them questions. Okay, and what type of motor do I need? Well, you need this. This is a good motor. I said, yeah, but I have a Cummins N14 Select Plus red top. Oh, you got a Cummins? Yeah, I have a Cummins. I have an Eaton Fuller transmission. Matter of fact, my transmission now is brand new. Oh, this. And then it's like, okay, now they looking at it like it's different. Listen, the shell does not matter of the truck. You know what the shell of the truck matters? For your comfortability. That's it. It's nobody saying that you need to get a a Peterbilt, because the Peterbilt, framing and sidewalls is good, and the comfortability is so good in it, and it's relaxing. You riding down the highway, and you don't hear no noise or the outside noise coming in. Ain't nobody talking about that. Are they talking about that? Nope. They're not saying nothing about that. There's nobody saying, hey man, this and Peterbilt got some awesome windows, and the windows is looking real good. They nice and they clear. Oh, they roll up real good. The window motor is rolling up real good. You don't hear nobody talking about the shell of the truck at all. Do they talk about that? No, they don't talk about that. They talk about the suspensions. They talk about the rear ends, the transmissions. They talk about the engines, the wheels. They tell you how it pulls, how it handles, the weight that it carries. That's what they're talking about. So the shell of the truck doesn't matter. And sometimes, is this my dream truck? No, it's not my dream truck. But you know what? This truck costs $6,400. This truck costs. Okay, my first full year in maintenance, well, after I didn't have to get this transmission and everything like that done, but I done spent about it was like a little bit over $30,000 in repairs and maintenance on this truck, my first full year. So add that $30,000 to that $6,400 that I just paid for this truck. See what I'm saying? Now my engine's straight. I got a brand new transmission, clutch, flywheel, bell housing. And I'm all in this truck, $36,400, and still making money. Okay, worked 9 months out of the year and still did over $225,000. Just working 9 months. So be smart with what you're doing. So sometimes, yeah, they got some great deals out here. The reason why I'm looking for trucks, because I'm looking for a sleeper truck. All right, so that's why I'm looking at these particular deals. And
there is currently light traffic on the road.
I contacted some of the people because they just said like it's no motor. So then I have to ask them, well, what motor did they have in there before? Okay, and some of them had like comments in there. Some of them had cat motors in it, and they tell me the type. So then I'm researching the type of motor. Then I researched the motor on how much it would cost to get it rebuilt and things like that too. Because if I already have the motor out and the motor's coming to me, then I'm gonna make sure that it's rebuilt before I put it in the truck. I'm not gonna put in a used motor in this truck and don't go through the motor. That's ridiculous. Okay, can you do it? Yeah. Can you take their word on it? Yeah. Some of these places, they offer a warranty on the motor and everything like that, like a 6-month full warranty on it, things like that. But I like to know. Okay, if the motor already gonna be out, I'd like to know. And it's easier when it's out for your mechanic. He can fly through it because he don't got to worry about taking nothing apart or anything like this. And then you also got to remember, if it don't have a motor, you got to get everything else that goes on the outside of that motor as well, not just the block. Okay, so you still got to get everything else. Everything else you got to get. So you got to ask a lot of questions and tell them to take pictures and everything like that when you're doing it. But it's still, like I said, it's easy to do. It's so easy to do, man. All these trucks for like $15,000, $16,000, 2009, 2008. Me personally, I am going to get myself a truck that is 2006 to the year 2000. I don't want to deal with all these emissions. That's just me. Okay, that's just me personally. I don't want to deal with all these emissions and everything. So I'm going to find me a truck that is between 2000 and 2006. That's it. And I just want something around that particular period because of parts. It's hard trying to find parts for a 99. Can you do it? Yes. But the older the truck, the more time you got to find time it takes you to find parts or things like that. So I want something just a little bit more newer, so that way it's a little bit more easier to find parts and stuff for it. So that's the only reason for that. But I'm not going to get a truck with emissions. I just don't want to deal with it. That's just me. That's my personal thing. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just that, you know what, that's just more maintenance, more money, more stuff. You got more problems you got to worry about, you know, more sensors you got to go through. No, I just don't want to deal with that. So I'm currently looking for a truck between 2000 and 2006. And yeah, I'm not paying over $20,000 for it. Nope. Not going to do it. I'm not paying more than $20,000 for it. I'm not finna do it. Nah, I'm not finna do it. Okay? I'm just not finna do it. Now, I'm not saying that I find one of these, because some dealerships that I found have a lot of trucks and things like that too. And then some private companies are selling their trucks. I know one company down here called Armanini. They are selling their equipment. And then they have trucks that's starting around 33,000 going up to about 45,000. They're internationals with the Cummins in it. They are internationals, but then they do have them for between 2014 to 2016. So they got some with some good miles on it, and they have some with some high miles on it too. So all depends on what type of truck that you want. I mean, if y'all want to follow the thing and you want this in a truck, you know, some of y'all be crazy. I can't understand how some of y'all want these expensive trucks and you don't have no experience in trucking. To me, I don't know. You want these high class expensive trucks and you don't know nothing about the truck. You don't want to work on your truck. You just want to take this truck to a shop. You don't want to turn a wrench. You don't want to do nothing, but you just want the truck because that's the truck that everybody is talking about. Those are the trucks that look good once you get it hooked all up. Yeah, but you don't know nothing about trucking yet. How are you going to hook up the truck and you don't know nothing about trucking? All right, you're going to damage a whole bunch of stuff. You're going to damage all your fenders. You're going to be tearing up the back end of your trucks for jumping your fifth wheel. You're going to be tearing up your bumper from hitting stuff because you can't gauge things right. Man, learn how to drive the truck. Learn how to take care of the truck before you try to go out and get an expensive truck. You know, that's just one of those kind of crazy things. All right, man. I'll talk to y'all later.